Are you a purpose-driven entrepreneur struggling to get web traffic that converts into paying clients? Stop wasting time and money. Discover how to position yourself as the go-to authority in your niche or industry. Infuse your wow website with the best unmarketing strategies and drive traffic to your website that converts to leads and clients. Listen to the Unmarket Your Business podcast today and watch as your ideal clients find you with ease. Let's head into the studio now with our hostess with the mostest, Carol J. Dunlop.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? I'm Carol J. Dunlop, your online wow strategist and 10-time best-selling author. Probably going to be 11 in 2026. I have a new book that we're going to do with the Unmarketing Academy, so watch out for that. And just mentioning the Academy is on fire. We had our first Academy Inner Circle marketing session yesterday, and it was amazing. We got really clear on what AI can do for your business, how it does, what it does, why it does what it does, and how you can come out on the winning end. Because I know there's a lot of talk about AI and bots and all that stuff, but AI is a game changer. Not only is it a game changer, it's a time saver, and it's kind of mind-melding thing. I use Claude.ai, and I also use ChatGPT. I kind of went back to ChatGPT once Claude was he was sick for a while, almost a month. So, girl can't eat without your chatbot and your assistants and stuff. But anyway, let me get on with what I'm talking about today, because I will get off on a tangent. So today we're talking about how to market when you hate marketing. This was one of the episodes I put out to my social media, put it out to my list, and overwhelmingly, people came back and said, I want to know about, there was 5 choices, and they picked this one first, along with a couple other ones, but this one was first. How to market when you hate marketing. Child, I can understand. I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I didn't understand what marketing was, I can't say I hated it. It was just kind of soul-sucking and just never went my way, or I thought I didn't, or I didn't know what to do. I was confused. So now I'm going to tell you what you need to do, how you need to do it, so that you can fall in love with marketing, because when you fall in love with it, you'll want to do it, and you'll want to do it more. Because here's the thing, you have to market. If you don't market, no one knows you're around, no one knows your business exists, no one knows they can buy from you. And if no one knows that, what does that mean? No sales, zero. And it means you're not making any money at all, and you just wasting your time on an expensive hobby. So we can't have that. So today we're going to examine your mindset around marketing, find out if you're talking to the wrong people, explain how marketing works on a curve, and also we're going to be talking about you being true to yourself and what you need to do. I've got some questions for you that you're going to want to answer. And when you finish this at the end of this episode, I am thinking, hoping, praying that you will at least like marketing a little bit and want to try some of the things that I'm talking about, so that you can get yourself out there, get visible to the people who are going to buy from you, and start making some money, child. Money, 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 right? So before we go on, guess what? I have a new bundle coming out. It's called the Ultimate List Building Bundle. If that name sounds familiar to some of you who have been around for a while, yes, I did a summit entitled that very name, except it was the Ultimate List Building Summit, and I had almost 30 participants in the summit, and we were all talking about the way that you can build your list, all the way from Facebook ads to just the general stuff, putting out lead magnets, doing challenges, doing summits, doing all kind of things. So it was great. So now we're having a list building bundle. My goal is 50 contributors, 50 different ways that you can build your list and wind up building your business, make more money, get more impact, and also make money for yourself, because there's going to be an affiliate thing attached to all the contributors. Can be affiliates if they want to. I'm going to set it up for them, and hopefully they will do it. And then you're going to make money, because we're going to have a bundle booster, which is actually a tracker to show you all the contributors, and then you can see who you want to go further with, who you're like, nah, I don't want that right there. And then if you actually choose somebody and you want to go further with them, you can put that down in the tracker sheet. Also, there's going to be some other goodies in there because that VIP upgrade swag bag, the Ultimate List Building swag bag, is going to be filled with amazingness, and you don't want to miss out on that. So the money, as we say, the money is in your marketing list. Who are you talking to? Who's on your list? Those are people that you can market to, and they have raised their hands. Hey, I want to be part of your tribe or whatever. And you need to start marketing to them and selling to them. But before that, you got to get them on the list. So this bundle kicks off August the 25th and it runs through 30th. The deadline to apply is July the 25th. So that's just a couple of weeks for you to decide, how can I contribute to this? And I'll tell you the one thing that you can do that is far and above anything that you could really create. And that is to tell your story about how you created the list that you've got now, what you did step by step. And guess what? You could take that, create a video, and then go through a checklist, put a checklist with it. And that's an actual training. You could actually use that on your own people. But, I want stuff that is worth at least $7. And I know that would be at least $7 worth of stuff, probably 27 or even 97, depending on how big your list is. If you're just getting started and you've been confused and you want to do some things and you did some things and your list started building, put it in this Ultimate List Building Bundle. Why? Because you are going to build your list from the people who opt in to your list to find out more about you. You can also make money when people from your link click to buy either the swag bag or the bundle booster. The bundle booster is only $9. And you're like, wow, Carol, I'm gonna split it with you 50%. You make $450, I make $450, right? But the upgrade is going to be $37, so that's a little bit more. So the more people that you get to come in and buy from you, the more money that you make, right? And it's going to be along with all these other people. So people are going to go through a smorgasbord, or like the mall. They're going down the mall and looking at all the things that they can get. All this stuff is free to them. So it's going to be great. So if you have a product that's just sitting on your website, you haven't sold any, or maybe you're selling a lot of it, put it in the bundle because it's got to be a paid product. We want this to be premium. We want this to be something that people want, and we'll get not just something that's junking up their hard drive. Who needs more junk? Nobody. So in order to participate in this thing, go to unmarketyourbusiness.com/ULBB. unmarketyourbusiness.com/ULBB. Become a contributor and start making some money. Impact, build your list, get more clients. It's all for you. It's tech time. And the technology that I'm showcasing today is ActiveCampaign. I think that I've pretty much established that I love ActiveCampaign. And it is the top #1 list provider, I don't know what they call themselves, list provider. I think it's a list provider. I actually did a thing on ChatGPT when I was researching for a client, and I was like, tell me the top 5 list providers, mail list providers that are out there now. ActiveCampaign was #1. And you know why? Because of their automations, because of their delivery, because their game is so on point that your stuff, you create your email, it gets delivered, the person sees it, you can create all these automations. Because, once you have a lead magnet or something you want somebody to buy, you want them to stay with you. So you want them to continually buy from you. The more you put out there, the higher it takes them. I'm not talking about the same stuff. I'm talking about higher level stuff, and they'll keep buying from you. ActiveCampaign makes that so easy for you to do and to keep track of your people, when they're coming in, when the deal is going down and all that. And admittedly, I have to say that I have not used the CRM part of it like I needed to. I was experimenting with Moxie. I know there's Pipeline, there's Entreport, there's all these things, but I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper to ActiveCampaign. I have not really used a CRM like I'm supposed to, but my business is getting bigger, so I need to figure out, I don't want to leave any money or people on the table if they're asking me questions or trying to find out something. I want to know an ActiveCampaign can do that for you. And guess what? You can get a 14-day free trial from me. All you need to do is go to csicorporation.com/ActiveCampaign, sign up, and I'll set it up for you. And you can see what ActiveCampaign is all about. Do that now. Now we're getting ready to get into the meaty part of this show, right? And that is where I'm going to be talking about how to market when you hate marketing. So when we come back, that's what I'm going to be doing.
What's holding you back from hitting go on your marketing plan? Fear, being unsure, imposter syndrome, frustration? That stops now. What if I showed you how to reach your target audience and get them to buy? How to make social media marketing easy? How to understand the power of email marketing? And how to conquer your fear of putting yourself out there? What if I provided you with simple tools and techniques, easy to implement training that bring you clarity, and give you the expertise and the know-how to convert marketing into money? Hey there, I'm Carol J. Dunlop, the online wild strategist and 6-time best-selling author. I teach purpose-driven entrepreneurs just like you to convert marketing into money. If you're a purpose-driven entrepreneur who's ready to stop allowing fear and frustration to keep you stuck and instead embrace clarity, authority, and expert instruction to convert your marketing strategies into money in the bank, then you need to join the Unmarketing Academy. In the Academy, you'll take a deep dive into the tools, techniques, and trainings that helped me and my husband to sustain our successful business in spite of the 2008 recession, 2 major health crises, and of course, the pandemic. The Academy is about replacing expensive, frustrating, and overwhelming marketing practices with simple, easy to implement marketing resources that get you in front of your target audience and get you paid. This Academy is for purpose-driven entrepreneurs who crave simple marketing strategies, coaches who need real-life trainings to take the overwhelm out of marketing, small business owners who are ready to conquer their fear of putting themselves out there, service providers who want to use social media and email marketing effectively, action takers who are ready to go live without fear. Marketing your business successfully takes work and marketing. Without marketing, they don't know you exist. If you're ready to convert your marketing into money, you need to join the Unmarketing Academy. Join the Unmarketing Academy today by going to unmarketyourbusiness.com/join.
Okay, so let's get rolling on this information because I know y'all are waiting with bated breath. Please, tell me how I can stop hating marketing, start loving it, so I can get more clients, make more money, create a greater impact, all that good stuff that marketing does for you. So the first thing you got to do is check your mindset, because mindset is everything, right? It is everything. It guides you, it stops you, it makes you do things you didn't think you could do, or it makes you sit down and not do things you should do, right? So think about this for a minute. How do you feel about marketing? Get clear. Why do you hate it? Get a pen and paper and jot down. Why do you hate marketing? Write that down. Is it too complicated for you? Do you feel like it's too much to do? Or maybe you have no idea what to do. But that's going to change today. After you figure out why you hate it and put your reasons and examples and all that stuff, just write it down. Get it out of your system, because you're going to need to get it out of your system to change that mindset and to come around to loving it. Because whether you love or hate marketing, you got to do it. Your business can't go on without it. And even the most seasoned, most well-prepared, the biggest people out there who are making buku dollars just hand over fist, they market. And you would think that they don't have to, but you have to market, because marketing is all about just getting the word out about what you do and letting your people know what you do. So you got to figure out, who are your people? What are you trying to tell them that you do? And how is what you do going to help them? So as I said, marketing is getting the word out. What you do, who you help, and how you help them. So just think about what, who, and how. Who, what, and how. It doesn't matter how you put them together. They're the 3 things that you need to think about when you're marketing. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? And how can you help? How does, whatever this thing is, how does it help? And that is what you build your marketing around, build your story around, build your things around that you're telling people. All right, so you got your mindset thing ready. You know about why you hate it. Get ready to change all that, right? Turn that paper over, because we don't want to look at why we hate it. All right, the number two thing you have to remember, think about, put in your brain is you could be talking to the wrong people. That's why ain't nothing happening with your marketing, because you're not talking to the right people. You may have your who, but your who could be wrong. Or you may need to dig in deeper to that who. It may be the same like bucket of people, but deep down inside, it may be some others who are looking at you like, oh, she don't charge enough. Oh, he charges too much. Oh, my, whatever. We got to look at if you're talking to the right people or not. So I want you to remember this equation. If you write down on your page 100%, and we're just going to say that there are 100 people out there that we could market to right now, just any 100, it doesn't matter, 100 people. But this is what separates the chaff from the, I can't even think what it is. That's not even a good example if I can't even think what it is. The good from the bad or whatever. So 20% of that 100, so 20 people out of the 100, if you see them lined up, 20 people are ready to buy. They got their credit card in hand, they're ready to sign, or they got the cash in their pocket, they're ready to go. The caveat is everyone is trying to market to those people. They're like, oh, you ready to go? I want you. Come on. So you can see, you can imagine, if you've ever been to Cancun, Mexico, the Cancun airport in Mexico, when you get to the very end of the runway or something, not the runway inside, but when you're getting ready to go outside to get to your vehicle, your transportation or whatever, there's this whole section that you pass through, and all these people are there trying to get you to rent a car. It's like 10 car agencies or whatever. And it seems like 1,000 people out there yelling at you, hey, miss, don't you remember me from the other night? I was your waiter or whatever. They just say anything. They don't even know you from Jack, but don't let them make eye contact with you, because then they're going to talk to you. But it's just crazy. And they are relentless. I told my sister about it when she came down recently to visit. I was like, when you get to that part, you open those double doors open and you see all those people on the east side, just walk straight from the double doors to the doors that lead outside. Do not say anything to anybody, because we already had her ride arranged and all that. So she didn't need to get anybody. I was like, just move straight. She was like, those people are relentless. Yes, everybody is relentless trying to get to those 20% who are ready to buy. Wouldn't you be? When you think, oh, I want those people, they've got their credit card in hand or cash or whatever, they're ready to go. Well, you're going to work really hard to get those people, because they have so many choices. They can pick you or you or you or you. And you don't want them to be looking at you like that. You want them to see you as the only one. Okay, the next, that's only 20 people. Now add another 10. 10% of those 100 will never buy from you. They don't want what you have. They don't need what you have. They could care less about what you're selling. And frankly, they just don't want to deal with you. And it's probably not anything personal, but it might be. You know how we are. We buy with our emotions. We don't necessarily sit down and think about stuff, especially women. We don't really think about, this is the best way that I think, this is practical, this is logical. No, we're like emotions. I want those Manolo Blahnik shoes. I want that, or those earrings. I don't care if they cost $500, I'm going to buy them. That's how we are. But 10% of the people will never buy from you for whatever reason. So that's kind of 30% of those 100 people that are there that you can kind of put to the side. Now, the 20%, you may get in front of them and say, oh, I'm going to buy from you right away. But how do you know who they are, right? So I'm going to tell you, you need to concentrate on the 70%. And here's why. Because the 70% either are looking for you, but don't know you exist, or they're looking to solve a problem, but they don't know it can be solved, or they know something is going on, but they don't know exactly what it is. So they're kind of in a state of flux or confusion, but they are open. They are open to listening to you. They're open to hearing what you have to say. And if you can make a good case for them or to them about your product and how it helps, then they will most likely buy from you. That's what I say. You got to know your who, you got to know your what, and you got to know how, right? And the way you get them is with educating them about who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, how what you sell helps them, And what is it that you sell? What is your product, service, course, program, whatever it is, and how does it help them? As a matter of fact, yesterday on the Academy Inner Circle Marketing session, Dr. Elfreda Bradford and I were able to go through a whole session of using AI to go from, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know really who I'm talking to, I kind of have an idea, and I don't know what problems what pain points they have. We started that way. At the end, she had a plethora of pain points she could choose from that this exact audience is struggling with right now and looking for a solution and ready to pay for it, right? So we found all of that out. She was just totally blown away. And I was looking at the things that it was through, we were using Claude, but you can use any of the AI chatbots to do it. So we were looking through it, and some of those things she was talking about, I'm like, wow, they hit me in my heart. I'd be willing to get some information on this and go through this. Things like she's a pastor and a minister and all of that. So her thing, one of her big things was church hurt, and that the AI identified church hurt and how to combat that, how to come back from that, how to trust others. And I was like, wow, because I have experienced a lot of church hurt. When those preachers and ministers and stuff, they just let you down because they're doing some craziness over here that they should not be doing, like molesting the women congregants. Yeah. And standing up there in front of them, in front of all the congregants and telling them you were sinning when they were doing the sin. Or I had one preacher who was having an affair with his finance director's wife. What? Talk about church hurt. Crazy. And we got a lot of hurting Christians out there. So at the end of the time, she went from, I don't know, to, I know, I'm ready. I'm doing this. And she was so inspired. So that's the 70%. They are open to hearing what you have to say. Some of them know that they have a problem and are actively searching for a solution. Some of them don't know they have a problem, but they know something is off and they're trying to see what it is and what they can do about it because they don't like the feeling that they're having right now. And then the other people are like, I know what's wrong, but I don't know what to do about it. So with education, you can come in and you can tell them, with your webinars or with Facebook Lives and with your email marketing, sometimes it's just a post that you put out there and people are, oh my God, yes. So concentrate on that 70% because they will understand how you can help stop their pain. You can educate them on who you are, why they need you, and what's going to happen to them if they don't use your product, service, program, or whatever. So, because that's a big thing. No one likes to stay stuck. And stuck is one of those words that people just say, if you're stuck, whatever. But sometimes you are stuck. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go, which way to turn. You don't know who can help you. And when someone's coming out of that mist and saying, hey, I know exactly what's going on with you. It's this, and this. And I have a program that can help you because it can do this, and this. And if you don't take care of this problem, this, and this is going to happen to you in the future. And if you have somebody telling you that, you're like, oh, I need to listen to you because I don't want that result. I want this other result that's good. I don't want the result that's bad. So start talking to them. Talk to the 70%. The 20%, they're good. They're a given. They're going to buy from you if they can find you. And so that's why you got to show up. That's why you got to market. Because remember, they got that credit card in hand and they're ready to spend some money on somebody. So if you are the person who meets their criteria, boom, you got the sale, right? Don't worry about those other 10%. They don't want to talk to you. They don't, they ask you crazy questions that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I know one time this lady, oh my goodness, I had done a live about podcasting, right? And explained the whole thing. And she opted in to have a session with me to talk about her podcast and stuff. And then she gets on the session, she goes, what's a podcast? I was like, what? What did I just teach you? What did I just say? And I couldn't say, well, go back and listen to that thing again. I had to explain it to her. We actually wound up working together on her website. It wasn't her podcast, but a website. But that was that I never should have took on because sometimes You get involved with that 10% of people and they just like, okay, I'm going to hire you. And then it's the wrong turn everywhere around. So I had to fire her. I don't fire many clients, but I did have to fire her. Okay, so now we've learned that you got to change your mindset. That's on the other side of that sheet of paper. Don't turn it over. And now we know that you are talking to the right people because you're talking to that 70% and you're going to educate them on what you do, how you help them, and how you stop that pain from occurring. Now, the number 3 thing you need to keep in mind is marketing works on a curve. So let's say you're marketing. You get clients. Yay, you market, but you get so busy that you can't market anymore, so you drop the marketing down and you stop marketing just about altogether. And you go along, and then what happens is all this right here drops down to nothing. You're running out of stuff that people you can help, or the clients who came in with the big money and stuff, they spent it and gone on somewhere, unless you got recurring revenue, which we're going to talk about it in another episode. But let's say you sold them all at one big thing or whatever. You got a lot of people in, and now they're not buying. So the marketing went down. It doesn't happen right away, and then it goes on for a while. You're coasting. Yay, I'm doing good, and all of a sudden everything dries up. You're like, oh my God, I got a market. Now, when you're trying to ramp back up, all that time you're not making the money that you were, and now you're on this like on the bottom of the curve trying to come up because now you're stressed because you haven't been marketing. You don't have the money coming in. People aren't biting like they were. And you're like, what happened? It's because you stopped marketing. You got to keep some stuff going on, like email marketing. Don't stop that. You should be doing that every week, right? You need to also do something big like a podcast or a live where you can take from those things, you can take and break them up and do short form videos like reels and YouTube shorts and things like that. You got to keep yourself in front of your potential audience because you never know when that 20% is going to pop up and say, hey, I got this money. I'm ready to go. Come on, I'm going to help you. So when you stop marketing, you can just in about 3 months, your sales are going to drop off because you're not out there. You're too busy with your head down working to, finish up the projects that you got the money for. And now you look up and it's like, oh, there are no new anything coming in, no new leads, no new clients, no new anything. So you got to remember, marketing works on a curve. You just want to stay steady with it. A couple of things. That's why I keep this podcast going, because I can always tell you about what's going on with me, brag on my clients, brag on stuff that's going on in my business, things I've tried to do, share my frustrations, because it ain't all peaches and cream and rose-colored glasses and all that. Sometimes it's just a slump sometimes, and you're like, I don't even feel like it, but you got to do it. You got to do it. All right. And the number 4 thing is you are not being true to who you are. You're using marketing strategies you don't like that drain your soul or feel salesy. Like I said, you got to fall in love with it. You got to love what you're doing. You know that thing that people say, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. That ain't exactly true. I mean, I love what I do. I really do. I love teaching people how to market their business to make money with it. I love teaching new things that people don't know about that's worked for me. I love trying stuff out and then telling others this is how you do, right? But I'm not going to do some other crazy stuff that I really, really don't like. That drains me. And no, that ain't going to work. So you have to fall in love or be in love with what you're doing, or some serious like, to continually get the word out about what you're doing. And so people can see your energy, how awesome you are, and come in with you. So I've got 3 questions. I think they're 3 questions. So that you can figure out what you love to do. All right. Number 1 is, what do you like to do best? Do you like to talk? Obviously, I love to talk, right? Do you like to write? Do you like to do interviews? Do you like to meet face to face or screen to screen? Sometimes you can't really. I just finished a summit that was live in Australia, right? Obviously, I'm not in Australia, I'm in Mexico, but I'm not in Australia. So we were screen to screen because we did a live session Q&A after that. It was amazing. And Kate, they're great. WP Mavens is their thing. They are awesome. So do you like cold calling? Who likes that? I don't know. But it's a whole, I made the mistake of thinking that cold calling was just, picking up the phone, calling somebody. But there's a whole strategy behind that. There's a whole bunch of people that love this cold call. They will cold call for dollars for days and just keep it going. Hang up the phone, keep going. I had a job like that once. I mean, I lasted like 30 minutes, but I did have a job where I had to call people and try to sell them on something. I was like, this ain't for me. I knew that cold calling was one of the things I could just scratch off. But I do love to talk, write, interview, and meet screen to screen. What about you? Do you like any of those things? Do any of those things float your boat? Maybe you, I don't know, see what variation of that you like. What sparks your interest? That's what you got to do what you like to do. Number 2, what lights you up? Does video light you up? Does audio? Does blogging, writing articles, email marketing, creating tutorials, how-tos, teaching? Any of that kind of like, oh, she said so-and-so, I like that. Teaching stuff, I like that. I know that some of the teachers have quit their whole teaching thing. It was a big thing right after 2020, the great pandemic, fostered the great resignation. And over like 4 million people just quit their jobs and started doing what they loved because they were tired of those soul-sucking jobs. And now some people are having to go back. Even some influencers, big influencers, are going back to that 9 to 5. Maybe they weren't doing what they loved, or maybe they fell out of love with what they were doing. Times change, seasons change, people change. You just never know sometimes. But what lights you up? Doing a video? I love video. Y'all can tell. Audio? I'm good with audio. As a matter of fact, Nadine Mullings and I, who's now Nadine, I forgot. She got married, but her name starts with M, but I forgot. She just told me yesterday. We're going to do another audio summit. We did one last year. We're going to do another one this year. Blogging, I love to blog. I love the intricacy of blogging, figuring out the pictures, what's the keyword I'm going to go after, and how to structure the whole blog and everything. I created a whole program around that. Email marketing. People say email marketing is dead. It sure is not. That's how I get most of my clients, from email marketing. They're on my list. So, what lights you up? Figure that out. All right, number 3, I use simple unmarketing strategies that convert to cash. And that's what you want. You don't want to just be following somebody because they told you, oh, you got to do this right here. This is what's going to make it for you. And you start doing it, you're like, I don't see nothing coming from this. First of all, you didn't want to do it. You didn't like it. You were skeptical, and you tried it. You didn't do it. You didn't go all in with it. You just tried it out, and it didn't work. Wonder why? You just trying it out. You got to go all in with your stuff. So my best marketing strategies that have made me money, made me have more impact, got me visibility, put me in front of the people who will continue to spend with me, is writing a best-selling book. Like I said, I'm a 10-time best-selling author, soon to be 11 when this other book comes out in the beginning of the year. Host an influential podcast. What is this influential podcast? This podcast is teaching you how to get more traffic to your website by the marketing strategies that I tell you about. And then produce an expert summit. I've produced 8 for myself and 12 summits all together for me and for other clients. I have another one that's coming up the end of this year. And just tell you, just a snippet about it. It's going to be a web design pro summit, like a showcase of web designers. Because I have met so many web designers who do so many niche things. Like, I only do websites for speakers. I only do websites for people who have some this crazy disease, and they want to talk more about it. I only do websites for you name it. So I'm going to bring them all together in a summit so I can showcase them. And then on the back end, in the VIP upgrade, we're going to have some other people who can tell you how to do your website the best, like copywriters, branding people, graphic designers, all of that. So that's coming in November. I'll be telling you more about it going forward. So I love to write, create videos, talk to people, and teach. All 3 of these light me up. All 3 of these things I love. I host this podcast weekly. I create 1 to 2 summits a year. And I create like 1 best-selling book a year. Now this year I did not. I needed to take a rest, and sometimes you got to take a rest from your stuff. But I'm back on board coming in 2026. So now in between those things that are marketing and making money because I actually created a course for each of those. I have a blogging course. I have a bestseller lab course about writing a best-selling book. I have a podcast course, and I have an expert summit course. But I've added some stuff this year that I didn't know about because it was a year of change. You know, we moved to Mexico at the end of last year, and I was like, I got to do some new stuff. So I'm going to be hosting 2 bundles a year and participating in 2 bundles per year. So 2 of them will be mine, and then 2 of them, 2 to 3, I'll be participating in. Why? Because bundles have a high impact for me, really. The last bundle that I was in, it was Bookmas, and I think that was January, February, I can't remember exactly. But I increased my list by 1,000 people. How about that? 1,000 people from that, right? And it was really, I increased over 3,000 from the bundles, summits, and podcasts that I've done. Made some great contacts, JV people. So I love it. I'm gonna guest on at least 2 summits for next year, and then I'm gonna do 1 to 2 summits, and then I'm gonna teach my peeps how to do what I do and keep consistent money coming in. Because that's the thing, you don't just do a summit because it's free. You do a summit, a podcast, or a book, so you can get out there in front of your people and let those the 70%. This is how I'm teaching them. This is how I'm getting them over to me without being like someone in that Cancun airport. Hey, come over here. No, I am teaching them, giving them the information that they want, that they need, can't find anywhere else the way that I teach it, right? And then they're coming over to me. It's a win-win all around. Now, I don't look at these things as a burden. I look at these as the things I love to do. And I'm doing them in different ways. Like, for instance, if you were around for a while when I did my last Ultimate List Building Summit, and you look at how I'm doing the bundle, now the Ultimate List Building Bundle, and you look at the summit that I'm doing at the end of the year, it's like total night and day. I mean, I was operating on what I knew. I was still making money, but what now is mind blowing. When I started dealing with the people who are summit, bundle, podcast aficionados, giveaways, they had, when I joined the Audience Growth Club, Letitia Collins has that, and she is amazing. I've profiled it several times on this podcast, but you can join by going to csicorporation.com/AGC, Audience Growth Club. And this one puts out all these bundles that are looking for people, all the summits that are looking for people, and also podcasts who are looking for guests. So I'm like, this was a no-brainer to invest in, right? And I have made money over what I have invested with her, and plus grow my list, made a bigger impact, and got to know some people that I otherwise would not have. So I seriously want you to consider the book, the podcast, and the summit, but also the bundles and giveaways and guesting on podcasts. So that's like 6 things that you can do. That, do they feel like marketing? No, not really. Not to me, they don't. But if you have an issue with being on camera, do audio. If you don't like talking or being on camera, write. Create. There's a whole economy around what they call PLR, private label rights. People that create stuff that other people use as their own. They get the rights for it, and they just change a little bit, but they just create that. Coach Glue is a great example of that. All her stuff, you buy it, let's say, for instance, you're going to pay $47 for a workbook, right? It's already done. It's already filled in and everything. You take that workbook and put your stuff in it and, kind of schmooze it a little bit, because she gives it to you in files that you can manipulate and edit and all that. And then you put it out. So she already did the start stuff for you. And now you just finish it, put your stank on it, and boom, put it out there. And I got that stank from that girl who did she was in Georgia, I think, and taught the dancing troupe or something. I cannot think of her name right now, but she always says, put the stank on it, put your stank on it. So in a good way, So what do you think about what I told you, what I've shared with you? So, because we talked about your mindset. Remember, you turn the paper over and look at how you used to feel about marketing. You hated marketing. You couldn't even stand somebody to say the letter M. Kidding. No, that's gone. You've turned the page. Literally, you've turned the page. Now you know that you were talking to the wrong people more than likely. Either you were talking to the wrong people or you were telling them the wrong thing. Well, something was wrong with you. If your marketing was scattered or your sales aren't consistent, you're either talking to the wrong people or you're telling the right people the wrong thing. Then you got to fix that. And you need to be marketing to that 70%. Leave that 20, leave that other 30%. The 20 and the 10, leave them alone. Because the 20 will find you anyway, and they will come and they will buy from you. That 10, don't worry about them. They just are lost cause for you. For somebody else, they're 20 or even a 70%. And then you deal with the 70%ers, the ones who really are in need of, I need an education on this. What is happening to me? I have no idea why this is happening. What is it? Or I know what this is. Who can help me with it? Or I'm just confused all the way around. What do I need to be doing? Who do I need to talk to? Those are the people. And then you need to understand that marketing works on a curve. You know, you market, then you fall off because you get busy. And it goes down. In about 3 months, you're like, oh my God, I got to market again. So you ramp up and you market, you get more clients. Nobody likes that roller coaster. We like easy peasy, streaming along, right? And that's how you do it, stream along. So I want you to answer these questions. Number one, what do you like to do best? Whether it's talking, writing, interviewing, meeting people, cold calling. Number two, what lights you up? Is it video, audio, blogging, email marketing, creating tutorials and how-to, teaching? And then three, the simple unmarketing strategies that convert to cash that I was telling you about. You know, that's creating a best-selling book, hosting an influencer podcast, producing an expert summit, or participating and or creating bundles and giveaways, right? That's where the money is. I'm telling you, that's where the money is. And I have met some ladies who are on fire with this thing, and I'm getting on that gravy train because I like it. I like presenting this stuff anyway. I've done some bundles before, but I didn't really understand the psychology of the whole thing or how to lay it out or how to do it. I was just like a baby bird doing a bundle. A baby bird bundle, that was my thing. And then I got introduced to the super duper, you know, woman with the cape thing. And I'm like, I'm on that right now. But it doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to love it, because when you love it, you put more energy, time, and commitment into it. Long time ago, when I was a personal trainer, I had this guy on I did have a podcast, Fit for Life Radio, and I had this gentleman on who was talking about his new book. And he was like, do what you love, whatever your exercise is, find something that you love and do that. Because if you love it, you're going to do it well. And the example that he had was, let's say you love to dance, or you've always wanted to dance. So you sign up for dance class, right? And then you start learning, and then you learn that, hey, I can compete in this thing. I'm really getting that good. So what have you got to do to compete? You got to get your body right. You got to get costumes. You got to eat right so you can, flip up in the air or whatever the tricks and stuff like that for dancing. And then before you know it, you are doing something that you really, really love, and you're in the best shape of your life. So I want you to do the same thing with your marketing. Figure out what it is that you really like to do, what lights you up. Think about the strategies that I've talked about, and then go after it. Go get it. You can do this. And I bet you if you do that, by January of 2026, when I open up the Unmarketing Academy again, you will be like one of the first people to be in there, because you want to you already come up a level where you're actually making consistent money. You want to go up another level and find out some marketing strategies you didn't even know about, or how to do these things. And I will be waiting on you.
Is your website ready for prime time? When your ideal prospects land on your website, do they see the true professional you are, or are they greeted by a site that's not quite ready for prime time? For 30 years, we've helped coaches and service providers transform their online presence into powerful client-attracting machines. As a premier website designers in the Atlanta area, we don't just build websites, we create conversion engines that work for you 24/7. Why choose CSI for your wow website? We're experts in authority marketing. We help you convert web visitors into paying clients with our proven unmarketing strategy. We offer complete protection. We'll work hard to keep your website safe from hackers and accessible to all. And we offer purpose-driven results, custom designed for coaches and service providers who want to make a real impact. If you're ready to make an impact with your website, download our free WOW Website Planner today. Inside this planner, it'll give you all the information you need to create your own WOW website. Whether you use us or someone else, you need a WOW website that converts web visitors into paying clients. So go to csicorporation.com/planner right now and download the free WOW Website Planner.
I hope that you got a lot out of that. Took a lot of notes and you're ready to go with your marketing. So let's move on to the rest of this episode because I'm so hyped about it right now, right? So my client success spotlight for today is Dr. Tiana Conte. Now, Dr. Tiana and I met in 2016 at a conference for a woman who would become my coach. I stayed with her for about a year, I think. But Dr. Tiana and I kept in touch. I wound up doing her website, drtiana.com, and we collaborate on so many things. She's been through a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff. You know, we've been each other's cheerleaders and helping each other out. She's the best JV person, joint venture, collab partner, or whatever that you can have. And she's been in a lot. If you look back on the things that I've done, a lot of my summits, she's been on podcasts, not this new version yet, but and she will be. And she is a member of the Unmarketing Academy. So shout out to you, Dr. Tiana Conte. I want to say that she is a spiritual soul catalyst. I think that is her name now. So she deals more in spirituality, but she believes in God just like me. And we have these fiery conversations about, what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So, go and check her out at drtiana.com.
Hey there, would you like to be a guest on the Unmarket Your Business podcast? Simple. All you need to do is go to unmarketyourbusiness.com/podcast.
Ready for your spotlight? So be on the lookout. All you need to do is be awesome by either being a client or by letting me know you did, use, or followed advice you heard right here on a previous episode. Post it on social and be sure to tag me at CSI Corporation and use the hashtag Best Unmarketing Strategy. All right, now I always do this. I forget to do the challenge, and then when I'm supposed to restate the challenge, I got to tell you the challenge again. But here is the challenge. What I want you to do is go back over those questions that I presented to you. And it is, what do you like best? What lights you? And the unmarketing strategies that you want to use. I want you to go back over those questions, answer them, and then I want you to take time to think about each and every one of them. What do you like? What does light you up? Are those strategies that I talked about something that you'd like to find out more about? Or you have some ideas and you're going to do some searching? Whatever you decide, it's okay, but you got to do something because remember, you have to market. You don't market, you don't get money. You don't have money, you don't have a business. So go over those questions and then create your plan of, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? How are you going to get into it? Maybe you need a coach, or maybe you need a program, or maybe you should opt into a course. Maybe, that's a maybe. You might already have all the stuff that you need to do what you need to do, and you just haven't done it yet. So then you need to just do it, right? So to recap, number one, marketing is a mindset. Make it positive and keep it strong. Number two, remember to pursue the 70% that most people aren't even looking at. They're only trying to get that 20%, right? And then number three, do what you love. And you no longer hate marketing. Instead, you'll look forward to doing whatever it is because when you do it, it's going to bring you results. That's how you're going to learn and love stuff. When I do it, something good happens. So I'm going to do some more of it, right?
Would you like to get free coaching from me? Simple. All you need to do is go to unmarketyourbusiness.com/podcast.
All right, it's time to get this book. And the book I'm talking about is the Purpose-Driven Entrepreneur Daily Prayer Journal. I know I've showcased it before, but I love all my books. I love the people who have helped me with the book, the co-authors who came in, and the books that I've done for others. This is a great journal because it has 4 things. Every day has 4 different things that you need to concentrate on, and you can do them in just a few minutes. It talks about your business goal, your life goal, who you need to pray for, because, we're always hearing people say, oh, child, will you pray for me? You pray for my friend? And we don't do it because why? We forget. So write it down. If you got to pray for somebody, write their name down so you can know, so you can actually say to God, I am praying for this person, and put that into the universe and speak goodness and mercy and good health over their life. And then we have a scripture, of course, for every day. And these scriptures I chose them because they are for purpose-driven entrepreneurs like us. And there's things in the Bible that talk about things that we need. And I have one on each day, and then you can put your take on that scripture and how it applies to you. It's really quite, and there are 9 different authors who are in the book, and you can get it by going to csicorporation.com. Go to the store. It's going to be right there. It's also available on Amazon if you want to skip the website and go there. But if you go to the website, you'll actually get to see the authors who are in there and have a little profile. Now, be sure to join me next episode because I'm so excited about this. Dr. Julie Hafner, remember when I first started this podcast, we were talking about she's getting ready to premiere her website. We're working on it. And now we've actually finished it. It is live. It is on the internet. And guess what? She's already making money from it. What? So next episode is a premiere of Doc Stress Busters. And I'm going to have Dr. Julie, as she goes by, I'm going to have her on here. She's going to discuss how the website came about, how we worked together to create this masterpiece that's already making her money. And I am so proud of her because I think we've been working together for about, I want to say maybe 3 years or somewhere, 2-3 years. And when she first came to me, she was saying, I need to get money, I need to get my lead magnets up and all that. And she just never could get a foothold on anything. And it just wasn't working. It wasn't bringing in her money. She was, of course, doing other things, but this project was not bringing her money. So she decided to stop and take a breather, figure out what she wants. She went back and got a couple of certifications, and she came out with doing something that she really believes in and loves, and that is functional medicine. So she explains, she is the queen of education. She explains about functional medicine, what it is, how it helps, how she provides the stuff for you to invest in, purchase, use. She offers some office times where you can just call her and talk to her and see what's going on. She is amazing. So she's going to be here. We're going to be talking about the premiere of her website. So now, if this episode has been helpful to you, gave you some moments, made you think about things, or put you on a different trajectory than what you were on before, please consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. So you don't miss anything at all or one single episode. And if you are already subscribed, how about leaving a review? Leaving a review online so that others can experience the same thing that you're experiencing and they know what's going on, right? With getting traffic to their website, how to do their podcast, and all the things that I talk about. So please do that. I want you to know that I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And guess what? We're getting to very close to 200 episodes. This is 187. So we're very close. So I got to plan some kind of celebration that I'm going to have for the 200th episode, right? So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. Heard something you want to take action on? Great. Check out the show notes on unmarketyourbusiness.com/podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Please do me a favor and leave a review or on whatever platform you use to access this podcast. It really helps us to spread the word and get this podcast in front of the entrepreneurs that need it. See you next episode.